I'm Diana Adams, sex law correspondent for Sex Crimes Cabaret, and today I am here in San Francisco with Eve Minax, the wonderful sex educator, kink coach, and sexual liberator in her dungeon here in San Francisco. Would you tell us what a sexual liberator is? What a great job title.
I have to say, in some ways, I didn't choose that title myself. One of my clients said that the work that we had done for him had liberated him, and that he considered me a sexual liberator, and that I saved his marriage. When I was talking to a psychologist about my work, well, we were talking about other things, and she looks at me and says, "You know, do you ever think that if we lived in a different society, your work would not exist?" And I didn't miss a beat. I don't know why or where it came from, but I looked directly at her and I said, "Of course not, but neither would yours." I like to say that I'm a psychic waste manager, so excavating past all the civility and all the civilized, so-called civilized crap that we've been kind of layered with over the years, and get down to the primal source, the person who has sexual needs. And they may take a particular form that's not mainstream vanilla for procreation, but it's still a sexual need, and it needs to be addressed and fed and nurtured and anything else, you know, just like eating or sleeping.
What kinds of challenges do your clients face when they're coming to you with having that sexual need that may not be fed or acknowledged?
Oh, you mean what kind of challenges do they have societally?
Sure.
I think for the most part, there's just a lot of secrets around it. It's a lot, you know, going back to shame, guilt. Societally, we're kind of bombarded with these images of perfect sexuality, and everybody is healthy and happy and having perfect sex. Nobody is. I get them communicating with their partners. I get them communicating to their loved ones that, oh gee, there are people out there who do enjoy things that you might imagine would be, you know, really outlandish or scary, and they're quite normal and quite lovely. Mm-hmm. And I'm one of them, dear. Mm-hmm. You know? I think that the more people are able to talk about their desires, even if they're just mundane. I mean, I'm shocked at the number of people who don't talk about masturbation or even masturbate. I don't work with just men. I work a lot with actually couples too, and couples who have very stayed solid lives, Republicans, churchgoers,
mm-hmm.
etc., and they have this, and they're able to compartmentalize and separate it. But if they didn't have somebody like me to talk to and deal with it, some of those marriages wouldn't even last.
So do your clients experience fear about being outed as kinky people in their more mainstream worlds?
Oh, yeah, that's what I was getting at, is that whole implication of I'm normal, you're normal, is this constraint. Mm-hmm. It's imprisoning. And hence the liberator.
So even though sex work is so incredibly common in our culture, and we all know people who are sex workers, and
around the world,
and you know, many people, many men in particular, are going to see sex workers, including our politicians and our religious leaders, yet it's still a taboo to talk about sex work. Do you think that if more sex workers and clients came out, that this would help?
Personally, yes. I mean, that's why I say I'm not a kiss and tell person. I never talk about my clientele. I never do. But I'm out about who I am. I am a sexual being. I've been a sexual being my whole life. Or somebody who was aware of her sexual. I mean, I think we're all sexual beings.